Myrtle Turtle, in search of the shooting star. This is the story of Myrtle. She was a very curious turtle, who lived on the banks of a pond full of water lilies, where singing frogs and dancing fish spent beautiful days. She loved her home very much, although she always felt empty, as if something was missing. One night, while she was looking at the starry sky, she heard two fireflies talking. "Did you see the shooting star last night?" asked one of the fireflies. "Yes. They say that if you make a wish when you see one, it will come true," answered the other. Myrtle felt her heart skip a beat. A wish. That was what she was missing. She decided that she would find a shooting star and make the most important wish of her life, to have the fins that would allow her to explore every corner of the pond and beyond. The next day, Myrtle gathered her courage and began her search. She left the pond and entered the forest. During her journey, the sun shone through the trees, and the birds sang beautiful and cheerful melodies, but our turtle was so focused on her mission that she could not stop to enjoy the wonderful surroundings that surrounded her. On her walk, she met Chipsy, a playful squirrel whom she asked if he had seen a shooting star. "A shooting star?" asked the squirrel while scratching his head with one of his paws. "I only see them at night, when the sky is dark. But I did see a lot of shiny acorns. Are you interested?" Myrtle, somewhat discouraged, shook her head. "No, thanks. I'm looking for a shooting star to make a wish on." The squirrel shrugged, and without further ado, jumped to another tree. Myrtle continued her way, now with more determination. She came to a field of wildflowers, where butterflies, displaying their distinctive and colorful attire, fluttered about, while bees buzzed and danced merrily. Myrtle repeated the question, but this time, to a monarch butterfly named Beauty. "Hello, Turtle." Beauty greeted her. "What brings you here?" "This field is full of delicious nectar. Would you like to try it?" "I'm looking for a shooting star," Myrtle replied. "They say it grants wishes." Beauty the butterfly flapped her wings gracefully. "Shooting stars are beautiful, but the real magic is in the present. Look around you, don't you find beauty in these flowers?" Myrtle looked at the field of flowers, but her mind was stubborn in her wish. "Maybe," she said, "but I need to find a shooting star." The butterfly, after hearing these sayings, sighed and flew to another flower. Once again, our starring continued on her journey, growing tired and discouraged. Night was approaching, and she still hadn't seen a trace of a shooting star. She sat under a tree, feeling sad and alone. Suddenly, she heard a soft sound among the leaves. It was the chirping of a cricket. Myrtle looked up. Chris, the artist cricket, looks at her and says, "Why are you so sad, little turtle?" To which she tells him about her quest and her desire to have fins that allow her to explore new horizons. Chris, who was watching her attentively, said to her, "Myrtle, happiness is not in fulfilled wishes, but in appreciating what you already have. Look around you. You have a beautiful home, friends who love you, and the opportunity to enjoy every day. Isn't that enough?" Myrtle looked around. She saw the dark forest, illuminated by the moon and stars. She listened to the crickets chirping and the gentle murmur of the wind. She felt the soft grass beneath her shell. For the first time, she realized how lucky she was. "I think you're right," she said. "Maybe I don't need fast flippers to be happy. Maybe I'm already happy." The cricket smiled. "That's the attitude, little turtle. Now, close your eyes and listen to the night. Happiness is in every sound, in every breath." After doing so, Myrtle felt the peace and quiet of the forest. She realized that happiness was not something she had to seek, but something she already possessed. She opened her eyes and smiled. "Thank you very much," she said. "You've taught me a very important lesson." Chris, with a happy expression, nodded and jumped onto another leaf, while the turtle returned to the pond, feeling happier than ever. When she arrived, she saw her worried friends waiting for her. "Where were you?" asked a frog. "We were worried," said a fish. "I was looking for a shooting star," answered Myrtle. "But I realized that I don't need a shooting star to be happy. I already have everything I need here, with you." Her friends smiled and hugged her. That night, Myrtle slept soundly, dreaming of water lilies, frogs, fish, and crickets, and not of shooting stars, because she knew that true happiness was in the simple things she already had. From that day on, Myrtle learned to appreciate every moment and find joy in the little things. And although she never found a shooting star, she found something much more valuable: happiness in her own heart.